Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be testing out this 50-year-old vintage Pocket Fisherman.
It's the fishing invention of the century. There's never been anything like it. Popeil's Pocket Fisherman.
So welcome back to Suburban Adventures, and I have this Pocket Fisherman. It's from 1972. That's the packaging on it. I got it from my dad. I think he got it from my grandfather. And let me just show you a little bit about this Pocket Fisherman, and then we're going to take it and see if we can catch a fish with it. So here you got the original packaging with it, and let's get it out and see what it entails. I know it doesn't have everything that it came with originally. Here is the original instructions, and it says, "Truly the new fishing invention of the century." So that's a pretty bold statement right there. It's made by Popeil's, I think is how you pronounce it. And then let me show you the back of the box. Shows you the simple directions there. And then it comes in a little carrying case that you can hook to your belt. So if you're ever in need of, some pocket fishing equipment, you can just hook that to your belt there. And let's get it out and look at it a little bit before we take it fishing. Okay, so as you can see, this is in pretty decent shape. So the first thing you do is you just unfold this little arm out. As far as I know, this all has the original line and everything in it. I think the instructions said that it comes with 10-pound test, so that's pretty sturdy. There is a hook here, and it's got the reel that pops out like this, so you can reel it in. And then in the handle here, it's got a little place for you to store your hook and bobber and little split shot or anything else there that you might need. So it's got a handy little built-in tackle box. And then this little thing here is so you can clip it to your belt. So that's sort of the overview of it. Let's look at let's just look at the instruction manual here. So it tells you a little bit about it, the pieces to it. Oh, it's got a getting acquainted with your Pocket Fisherman. Easy to carry. Oh, it's got a safety feature there. You can hang it on your belt when you need to be hands-free. And then it shows you how to cast it. It even shows you how to use your bobber and some other rigs to set up. That's actually pretty cool. And it shows you how to take it apart when you need to change the line. I am not going to do that. I'm going to see if I can catch a fish with the original line. And then it also shows you some knots that you can tie here. Cinch knot, the blood knot. And then there's the manufacturer's guarantee. There's some other order forms if you want to order it. I was trying to see how much this cost initially. The complete Pocket Fisherman, $19.95 plus $1 shipping and handling. So for 21 bucks, originally in 1972, this is what you get, your Pocket Fisherman spin casting outfit. So it's kind of cool. I still got the original instructions there. This is the only thing I'm taking with me, just this. Well, I'm also going to bring my tackle bag, but I'm mostly going to be fishing with this. I got some worms. It did come with a bobber, if I recall correctly. I do not have the original bobber, so I will be putting one of my own bobbers on, and we'll put it to the test. We'll see how it works, see if we can catch some fish with it. So we'll see you at the fishing hole. All right, I'm here at the fishing hole. Let me show you what I got. I got the Pocket Fisherman. I put my own bobber on there. This is a weighted bobber, and then I just got a pretty small hook. I think it's maybe a, I don't know, an 6 or an 8 size with a worm on there. So I did. Now, as far as I can tell, it does have the original line, like I mentioned. Instructions did say that it came with 10-pound monofilament, but this is old, and monofilament, you know, has a memory. So, like, you can see that, I mean, it's been spooled up for 50 years, so you can definitely see that it's, you know, holding its memory. But let's cast out. My goal is to see if I can catch a fish with this. I'm not going to be picky. I'm going to test it. I'm going to catch any fish. So this is just like your regular, any old sort of spin caster. You push the button and then you cast. And so right off the bat, it casted pretty well. Like, I'm pretty impressed with that casting. The last time I was here, I was testing out the reel watch, and that was virtually impossible to cast. So as far as the casting distance goes, I mean, that was pretty decent. I got it out there probably 20 feet. So now we'll just see how we do, how it reels in, if we catch a fish here. It reels decent. I mean, I feel like if I paid a little bit of attention to it and maybe just, you know, oiled up the bearings and everything, I think that would probably be beneficial. I don't know if you can tell with the line, but the line is all, you know, curled around. Oh, there we go. Got a fish. All right, that didn't take long. Let's go. I got a fit, the Pocket Fisherman. Nice. All right, let's see. That's a little bluegill. Again, I'm not going to be super picky, and I'll take it. Now, obviously, it's not a big fish, but it reeled it in pretty nicely. No complaints there. I will say the only thing that I find even just remotely frustrating right now is the line keeps, like, you know, curling around on itself. But again, the line's 50 years old. I think I could easily figure out how to swap out the line and put new stuff on there. So there we go, Pocket Fisherman. Caught a fish on him. I caught a fish a lot quicker than I did when I was testing out that reel watch. That took me forever. So let me get him off the hook and see if we can catch something else. Okay, here we go. Nice little bluegill. And he's off. Pretty quick there. Pretty quick catching a fish with the Pocket Fisherman. Let me get another worm on there. I think I'm going to try it with the worm and the bobber. And then I might throw a lure on there and just see how it does with the lure. As far as other fishing gimmicks that I've tested out, this seems to be working out the best. Okay, here we go. That was first cast of the day. Oh, that one didn't go so well. Let's try it again. All right, not bad. Casting distance is decent. I think if I put a split shot on there, maybe even a little heavier bobber, I could get some more distance to it. But that's why I want to try a lure on there, add a little heavier to see. Otherwise, you're kind of just hanging out in, like, you know, panfish distance, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I actually really love catching bluegill. Sometimes I will come here to target bluegill specifically. It's fun. So the casting with this, and again, if I paid some attention to it, if I, you know, cleaned it up a little bit on the inside there, put some new line on there, I think casting would not be a problem at all for this. You got to kind of remember, you got to toss it, you got to put a little bit more arc on it as you are casting than maybe you would with just a regular fishing pole. But not bad. It seems like every time I come here, I get into the rain. I looked at the radar before I left, and it didn't look like we were supposed to get any rain for the next 2 hours, but it's looking a little gray over there. Oh, there we go. Got another one. He's not a very big guy. Another little tiny bluegill. He's catfish bait size right there. Not bad. Second catch on the Pocket Fisherman. Well, I've established that it can catch fish. Let me just try another spot over here and try it a couple more times with the worm before I maybe just throw a lure on there just to see. I think I'm gonna have to head out of here. That's looking pretty gray over there. I mean, for a gimmicky little fishing pole, it's really not that bad. I am not sponsored by Pop Heel and the Pocket Fisherman. So I don't even think it's still around, but I just found it in my cabinet, my fishing cabinet, and thought it'd be fun to give it a try. So there is a little trick to the casting. You got to release the button on the spin caster. You know, when your trajectory is a little higher in the air. So there's a slight trick to that, a little bit of a learning curve. I don't use spin casters much at all. So, you know, that's the other thing is that I'm not super, I mean, I've used them obviously when I first started out fishing, I used them. But there's a slight learning curve with that. Okay guys, let me show you. I got a bobbers under, set the hook, and he popped off. I'm gonna try just maybe one more catch with the hook and worm, and then I do have some weather coming, so I'm gonna try and switch to a lure. Stick my bobbers down, set the hook, there we go. Okay, yeah, and oh, now I run into a little issue with the reeling here. It's struggling to reel in. It's struggling quite a bit actually. I don't know what's going on here. Pushed my luck with it. Let's see, come on. Yeah, oh, it's all wrapped. Oh, there we go. All right. No, still not reeling in right. There we go. Nah. All right, got another fish. Seems to have stopped. Oh, there we go. I just had to sort of monkey with the push button there. All right, another bluegill. Let's get him back in there. So that time there was a slight issue with the reeling. I was having a hard time getting it to reel in. Let's see if it's okay. It seems to be fine now. Sometimes, like if you've ever used these spin casters, sometimes you got to depress the button and try and get it unjammed. So from what I can tell, I should have looked at the instruction manual. This little thing here is your drag. So similar to what it would be like on a bait caster. So you can loosen your drag up. No, it's not. Turn it. Yeah. I think this here is the drag. Yeah, that's your drag right there. So you can adjust your drag. And it's starting to rain. Let me get the lure on there and just see how that casts out there. So I put my spoon on here. This is the Daredevil, the midget. It's not a super heavy lure. I forget what it is. 3/16. I'm not really sure what it is. But I just want to give this a couple of casts to see how it does casting. See if it takes some getting used to. All right. Yeah, not bad. That wasn't bad at all. I mean, I sent it out there a good 30, 40 feet. Probably as far as I would be able to cast out like a modern day dock demon. Seems to be reeling in fine. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Let's try it again here. Yeah, pretty decent, pretty decent. It seems to be well constructed. A couple summers ago, I tested out the world's smallest fishing pole on Amazon. It was like this pen. It's supposed to look like a big pen. And that thing, it like broke the second I got it out of the box. But this seems to be fairly well constructed. Casting wise, I think it could handle some small to medium sized lures. I almost never catch anything on this blue Daredevil here, so I'm not expecting to catch much, but I was just really doing it for test purposes to see. Yeah, it's pretty decent. And it's starting to come down here. You really got to reel this. I mean, you know, you got to do a lot of reeling to get it in there. So, okay, guys, well, let's wrap this up. Does it catch fish? Yes, it does. Pretty easily, too. I didn't have near the frustration I had when I did my reel watch. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up there. You can check that out. Caught fish fairly easily. Construction, the build and construction of it seems fairly sturdy. I mean, it's made it 53 years. So, part of it's the nostalgia factor. Like, I remember seeing this in my grandma and grandpa's basement and getting it out in their basement and playing around with it. Like I've said, I think I could really maybe clean it up a little bit. You can open this up, and here there's 2 screws. That's how you replace the line. Maybe put some 6 to 8 pound mono on there, some new line on there, you know, maybe grease the bearings up a little bit, and probably work pretty decent. It's kind of gimmicky, sure. I mean, nowadays, you know, you can get a dock demon or something that's not going to take up that much more space than this. So in that sense, it's kind of gimmicky. But for being 53 years old, I was pretty impressed with it. Dig around your grandparents' basement. Maybe they still have one, or your parents kicking around there. And it's really starting to come down now. So you can check out more videos up there. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Remember, get out and explore no matter where you live. We'll see you next time.